Am I the asshole for dropping out of my cousin's wedding party after a prank? My female 26 cousin, female 29, got engaged a few months ago and asked me to be a bridesmaid. I was so excited to accept. Her sister, female 32, is the maid of honor, and there are 3 other bridesmaids. The date is set for April 2024. At the time of this post, it's 2023. On April 1st of this year, she sent a PDF to the bridesmaid group chat that really made me angry. It was a list of wedding party responsibilities, rules, and regulations. It included a picture of the bridesmaid dresses that we'd be wearing. They were hideous. And she told us that we'd have to pay $800 for them, and that they only went up to size 8, so anyone bigger would need to lose weight before the wedding.
Oh!
That made me so angry because I wear a size 10, but also she's like a size 12, so even fatter than me.
Yep.
Other ridiculous things she added. No one is allowed to be tanner than her for the wedding, so she told us that none of us could spend a significant time in the sun for the next year. She wanted to have longer hair than all of her bridesmaids, so she said that we'd all have to cut our hair to our shoulders or shorter.
I'm sorry.
She wanted to do a choreographed dance with all of us and insisted that we go to 3-hour dance classes with her every Sunday until the wedding, a year away. She said that she wanted her bachelorette party to be in Paris and that we would all need to chip in $3,000.
What?
There was more, but I was so angry that I stopped reading and I muted the group chat for a few hours. I was so livid and hurt that I decided to drop out of the wedding party, but I didn't say anything right away. The next day, I checked the group chat again, and everyone else had been chatting about how funny the bride's prank was. Apparently, at the bottom of the PDF, it said April Fools, but I hadn't read that far because I was so mad.
No!
Everyone else thought it was hilarious, but it still really rubbed me the wrong way. I reached out to the bride to tell her how much this hurt my feelings, and she did apologize. But even though it's been almost 2 months, I'm still really angry. I decided this week that I no longer want to be a bridesmaid because of the mean-spirited prank and told my cousin. Now she's really hurt and angry, and the maid of honor and other bridesmaids and some of my family members are blowing up my phone saying that I'm overreacting to an innocent prank. But I believe that pranks are only funny if the recipient finds them funny, and I definitely didn't. So am I the asshole?
Come on. 2 months later, you're still angry about this. I understand the oversight. You were so angry that you couldn't finish the document. But the next day you found out it was a prank. This is one of those harmless pranks that, like, yes, like, you could be shocked in the moment. But that is, like, honestly a good prank.
It's a pretty good prank.
It's harmless.
It is harmless.
It's not going to affect anything. It doesn't affect your relationship with her at all.
I feel like if you get duped by reading something, it should be a good, decent prank.
It is
you know
a
what
good
I mean?
prank.
You didn't get whipped cream in your hair, an egg in the face.
Yeah.
You know, like nothing
and it's
physical.
like a good realistic prank because there are people like this. We
Right,
know from this
Zillas.
podcast. Like, there are people that are like this. So I even fell for it. I was like, what is going on here? This is crazy.
And she says that I believe that pranks are only funny if the recipient finds them funny. And I definitely didn't. Okay, but everybody else you're the one person out of the 5 people who got pranked that didn't find it funny. So other people found this funny. So some of the recipients did find it funny.
Like, I would ask, like, what didn't you find funny about it? Because truly, like, where is the harm in this one? I don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Yeah. Top comment. Yeah, I'm going with you're the asshole here. You didn't read it properly and leapt to righteous anger. A prank requires a trick is played on someone or it's not a prank. You didn't read to the end and therefore missed the part making it clear it was a prank. I would suggest you're pissed off at yourself for falling for something with April Fools written on it. Perhaps speak to someone about your anger issues. Something so ridiculous is something to laugh at, not get angry at.
Yeah, I would agree. She is angry with herself for, like, feeling dumb. I think she's mad that, like, the bride made her feel dumb.
Yeah.
She's more like feeling attacked.
I can see that. So there is an edit to add. Okay, clearly I've been deemed the asshole, and I'll accept that. But I also realize that I didn't explain my feelings very well. I was angry because all of the items in the list seemed to single me out. Expensive dress and bachelorette.
Oh.
I make the least money out of everyone in the wedding party, and it felt like a jab. The sizing, same thing. Only me and two other bridesmaids are larger than a size 8. The hair, we all have long hair, but I have the longest hair out of everyone at the party. The tanning, I work outdoors, so I'm probably the one most likely to be tan. Everything on that list felt tailored to me. I'm sorry, but I can't agree with that.
No,
No, I'm
I
not
feel
on
like
board with that. You're just taking it too personal. You are taking it too personal. Okay. Okay.
that kind
Well,
of changes a little bit for me.
not for me. Not for me. Expensive dress and bachelorette. I make the least money out of everyone. I don't think you making the least, you're just taking that personal. Just because someone makes a little bit more than you doesn't mean they want to spend $3,000 to go to for a bachelorette party. That's just an outrageous number that she set in. An $800 dress, that's an outrageous number for a bridesmaid's dress
Yeah.
for everybody, regardless of what your income is. That's going to be a ridiculous number. So I feel like you're just taking it personal. The sizing, same thing. Me and two other bridesmaids are bigger. So you're not the only one. Only one person wasn't bigger, and the bride is also bigger. So I don't think you can take that personal either. The hair, we all have long hair, but I have the longest out of everybody. She said she wants everybody's to be shorter than the bride. So yes, because you have the longest hair, you're still taking it personally. The tanning, I work outdoors. Come on, she's asking everybody to stay out of the sun. Doesn't matter that you work outdoors or not. You're just taking everything too personally, where I think the bride was just trying to come up with like something that affects everybody.
I think though there may be some like underlying issues here with this relationship though. For her to think that like she's being singled out this way, I think there's like tension or like hostility prior to all of this.
Maybe, or maybe it's all self perspective, like
Yeah.
from OP.
Yeah.
Like why she's taking it personal. It might have nothing to do with the relationship. It could just be everything she's feeling about herself. Like, I don't know. I just think I still think that she's taking it all personally. I don't think anything there singled her out, even with her explanations.
Yeah. Okay. That's
I don't know.
fair.
I could be wrong,
That was a good one.
right?
All
Back
right.
to you.
All right.